Hello guys, this is the second video of our chapter breathing and exchange of the gases. Today we are going to finish about 10 topics and all topics are very easy. So let us start. This is our first topic, conducting part of the respiratory system. Just a minute. Okay. It's very simple, from external nostril up to terminal bronchiole, right? Last part of the respiratory system is alveoli. We have seen, so alveoli is not included in the conducting part of the respiratory system because actual exchange of the gases happens at the alveoli. So external nostril up to terminal bronchiole, we can see in the figure. This is the figure, this is the bronchioli. So terminal bronchioli, only alveoli is not included into the conducting part of the respiratory system. So from external nostril up to terminal bronchioli is the conducting part of the respiratory system. Then what are the functions of the this conducting part? Simple, transportation of the air, as it is conducting part, transportation of the air. Then clearing foreign particles from the air. Foreign particles, for example, dust can be cleared by the conducting part of the respiratory system. Then humidification of air, means humidity of the air is maintained at the particular limit when air reaches to the alveoli. So humidification is done by the conducting part. Okay, then bringing air to body temperature, it's very simple. Sometimes temperature of the air is more, so it is lowered down by the conducting part, and vice versa. Okay, and we have seen conducting part. Now this is the respiratory or actual exchange part of the respiratory system. As I told you, alveoli is not included into conducting part, it is included into respiratory or exchange part of the respiratory system. See alveoli and their ducts. Function, as I told you, actual diffusion of CO2 and O2 between blood and the atmospheric air is this happens in the respiratory or exchange part, that is alveoli. Alveoli is bag like structure, you can see, and blood vessels are like this. Okay, and then exchange of O2 and CO2 happens in the alveoli. This is the respiratory or exchange part. Next topic is thoracic chamber and its formation. Thoracic chamber is, as I told you, chest cavity is called thoracic cavity, and it is airtight chamber. It is not open, it is airtight. Okay, you just imagine. And how this thoracic chamber is formed, means what are the boundaries of the thoracic chamber. You just imagine the person like this. This is the person. He is lying down, right? This is the These are the legs. Okay, he is lying down. Okay, and this is his thoracic cavity. Okay, now how this thoracic cavity is formed dorsally by the vertebral column. You see the vertebral column is here, right? His vertebral column. So dorsally it is formed by the vertebral column. Then ventrally by the sternum. Sternum is the one of the bones present in the human body, which you are going to read in the skeletal system. So sternum is present here, right? It is this thoracic cavity is formed ventrally by the sternum. This is sternum. This is vertebral column. Okay, and then laterally by ribs. See, ribs are there. Ribs are like this. Okay, so thoracic cavity is formed laterally by the ribs, and on the lower side by dome shaped diaphragm. Diaphragm is nothing but distinction between thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. So diaphragm is present like this, and it is dome shaped. Okay, dome is like this. So this is the diaphragm. Here is the thoracic cavity, here is the abdominal cavity. Let's see once again. Formed dorsally by the vertebral column. This is the vertebral column. Then ventrally by the sternum. Sternum is the one of the bones. Then laterally by the ribs. So these are the ribs. Laterally thoracic cavity is formed by the ribs, and on the lower side by dome shaped diaphragm. See, this is the diaphragm. So this is the formation of thoracic chamber. Let's move on to next topic. Change in the volume of the pulmonary cavity. Pulmonary cavity is nothing but lung cavity. See, lungs are present in the body. So how is volume is changed? How the volume of lung is changed? Any change in the volume of thoracic cavity is reflected in the lung or see, this is the thoracic cavity, this is the head. Any change in the volume of the thoracic cavity is reflected in the change in the volume of lung. Moving on to next topic, steps of respiration. Very simple, you can just imagine. Okay, breathing or pulmonary ventilation, by which atmospheric air is drawn in. See, we have seen the atmospheric air is drawn in and the CO2 rich alveolar air is released out. Okay, alveoli is the site of exchange and the air in the alveoli is CO2 rich, which has to be released out. So this is one of the steps in the respiration. Then diffusion of gases O2 and CO2. As I told you, alveoli is like this, and diffusion of the gases happens at the level of alveoli. This is the blood. Okay, then transport of the gases by the blood. See, diffusion happens, exchange of the gases happens in the alveoli, and this blood is oxygenated. This blood is transported to the tissue. Tissue means various body tissues. Okay, and then diffusion of O2 and CO2 between blood and tissue. In tissue already CO2 is formed, which is then exchanged by this blood. Okay, then oxygenated blood goes to the tissue, CO2 is taken out from tissue to the blood, and the O2 is given to the tissue. Again this blood is formed, which is called deoxygenated. Okay, and then utilization of O2 by the cells for catabolic reaction and resultant release of CO2. Catabolic reaction means that we are going to see afterwards. What is catabolism? Catabolism happens in the tissue level where the O2 is used and CO2 is produced. Okay, I told you CO2 is produced in the tissue. How it is produced? By the catabolic reactions only, and this CO2 is released out from the tissue. Okay, now we will see once again. CO2 rich alveolar is this is the breathing happens in the up to alveoli, air reach up to alveoli. Then diffusion of gases happens in the alveolar membrane. This is the membrane. Diffusion of the gases happens, and then this blood goes to the tissue, and where also diffusion of the O2 and CO2 happens at the blood and tissue. Okay, and then utilization by the O2 by the cells for catabolic reaction and the resultant release of CO2. These are the steps in respiration. Very easy, you can just imagine and remember. So next topic is stages of breathing. So simple, inspiration is the atmospheric air is drawn in, and expiration is what? Alveolar air is released out. Pressure gradient between lungs and atmosphere helps in breathing. So how this breathing takes place? The pressure gradient means what? Difference. Okay, there is difference in the pressure between pressure of the lung and the pressure of the atmosphere, and this helps in the breathing. Okay, moving on the next topic. Next topic is quite interesting and important also. Inspiration. Okay, this is the inspiration, or some may call it inspiration also. See, air entering in. First, see what is this structure. Okay, you can just imagine by this. This is the man, and this is his chest, and then these are the legs. Okay, then I told you this is thoracic cavity. It is dorsally formed by the vertebral column. This is vertebral column. Then ventrally it is formed by the ribs and sternum, right? Ribs and sternum. Okay, and rib in laterally it is formed by the rib, and it is ventrally formed by the sternum. Okay, and then there is diaphragm. You just see it. This is the relaxed state of the diaphragm. This is relaxed state. Okay, and when it goes toward this side, then it is contracted. When it contracts, it is moving towards that side. Okay, and these are the intercostal muscles present. And intercostal muscles means muscles present in the ribs. Okay, when they contract, this sternum and rib cage, that is moved to this direction. Okay, just remember for now, and let's see what is there in the inspiration. Okay, then lung pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. As I told you, air has to enter into the lungs. You can imagine for that lung pressure has to be lower than the atmospheric pressure. Negative pressure in the lungs with respect to atmospheric pressure. Okay, and then contraction of diaphragm. I told you, when contraction of diaphragm happens, it moves towards this direction. Okay, you can imagine when it is moving towards the direction, this length is increasing. This is nothing but thoracic cavity. Okay, volume of thorax. Okay, this length is increasing as you see antero-posterior axis. This is the antero-posterior axis, anterior and posterior. Okay, because of the contraction of the diaphragm, increase in volume of the thoracic cavity in the antero-posterior axis. This is the antero-posterior axis, and there is increasing the volume. Okay, and then there is contraction of the external intercostal muscle. As I told you, if there is contraction of intercostal muscle, this is moving towards this direction, some outer direction, and thereby also volume of the thoracic cavity is increasing the volume of thoracic cavity in the dorsoventral axis. You see, this is the dorsal part, this is the dorsal part, this is the ventral part, and there is volume increase by in dorsoventral axis. Simple. During the inspiration, lung pressure is negative and the atmospheric pressure is positive. Okay, and then contraction of diaphragm moves to this direction, and there is contraction of external intercostal muscle. External intercostal muscle also moves this part towards the outer side, and because of that thoracic volume is increased. Okay, moving on the next topic, there is expiration. See, air has to be expelled out from the lungs. Okay, and as we have seen the inspiration, the lung pressure is negative with respect to atmospheric pressure, but here lung pressure is more and the atmospheric pressure is lesser as compared to lung pressure, and all the opposite thing happens. Say relaxation of the diaphragm is coming to normal state. This is the relaxation. If it is going toward this state, there is the contraction of the diaphragm and there is increase the volume of the thoracic cavity. Here diaphragm is relaxed. Okay, so volume of the thorax is decreased. Okay, then relaxation of the intercostal muscles. These are the intercostal muscle, and in relaxed state that moves in towards inside, and thoracic volume is decreased. Okay, so this is opposite to inspiration. There is additional ability to increase the strength of the breathing. I can tell you, gasping means more breathing. Okay, is there any additional ability? Yes, there is additional ability of the body, and it is with the help of abdominal muscles. Okay, abdominal muscles are involved in the additional ability to increase the strength of the breathing. Then next topic is average breathing in the healthy human. That you have to remember 12 to 16 times per minute. You can measure also 12 to 16 times per minute is the average breathing in healthy human. Then this is last topic, spirometer. Yes, estimation of the volume of the air involved in the breathing is estimated by spirometer. Okay, you just remember remember the name spirometer, and this volume of air and all that you will get to know in the subsequent topics. Sometimes the volume of the air involved in breathing is measured, which is measured by the spirometer. Okay. Thank you. Please do like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.